Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today is the post-fight review for Carlos Takam versus Bakole. Now, it's analysis on the fighters and how they fought round for round, and I'm going to dive into it. So in the first round, Bakole came out, and because of the sheer size of him, I think he weighed in at 292 pounds. He's almost 21 stone. He was fat. He was a big fat flipping ox, you know what I mean? He was stout, but he was fat. That's the biggest I've ever seen Martin Bakole. Takam came in at 256. He's always in shape, but he's getting on a bit now. He's 42. He's had quite a few fights. He's lost 7 fights. You know, he's becoming... He was a decent contender, and he was a good contender to test yourself against on the world level. But now I reckon he's more of a journeyman. But, you know, he's still competitive fighter, still pretty decent. But I think too many losses, age, fighting for too long, it's not really a good thing. But anyway, in the first round, Takam, you know, he came out, they both felt each other out. Bakole was controlling Takam with the jab because of his size, and he's tall. He's taller than Takam, and he's just sheerly bigger, and he's got a longer jab reach. He actually won that round because of the jabs and obviously the power he had. Takam felt the power and probably realised quite early that he had to stay away from it. You know, so he did what he did. He tried to move his head and tried to get in and throw like hooks. You know, he did throw odd occasion jabs, but the sheer size of Martin Bakole and the power, you can probably see that he was feeling it while he was in there. Anyway, second round, he tried to do a little bit more, Takam, and he moved around a little bit more. But the thing with Takam, what I find sometimes a bit frustrating with him, if he would move more to his right and box, he'd have more success. But sometimes all he does is he goes in to get close and then obviously ducks his head down, but that is the right thing to do. But he tries to kind of attack the bigger, taller man and getting close early on, which is not the best idea. The best idea, I reckon, with someone this big is to circle them and box them and pot shot them as best as you can, and come in when you can, when you have time, when you've got spots, when the person's tiring or slowing down. But you want to kind of drag the fight out a little bit more as a smaller guy, I think, if the guy's bigger, because you want to make him fight at a more faster pace. Because if you let him control the centre of the ring and you're going towards him, he's just going to tee off on you when you come into range. And you have to be quick when you're going in. So if you're not quick and you haven't got your shots ready and you're not lining him up per se to tee off on him, you're not really going to have that much success. And to be honest, you should be going to the body. The body should be bread and butter. There's loads of it there to hit. Do you know what I mean? The guy's fat as hell, man. Flipping it. The guy's like a pig, man. I'm sorry, man. He's like a, you know what? Hippopotamus. Big flipping hippopotamus, man. Water horse or water pig. Just call him water pig. You know what I mean? Big water pig. Fucking hell, man. But that's what I mean. The guy's that big, it's made me swear. But anyway, second round, I'd still give that to Bakole. The more telling shots from him, more kept Takam on his feet, kept him at bay, made him respect the power. Third round, changed a little bit more. Takam up the pace and kind of tried to take it to Bakole, but Bakole started letting off with power. And like, I think at one point Takam had him up against the ropes and was trying to tee off on him, and Bakole was just inviting it, loving it, and just basically when he could throw shots back. But the power, the sheer size and the power, there's almost over, I think it's just under 40 pounds of extra weight which works out like almost probably just under 3 stone of size. That's a lot of power and a lot of weight, and off a taller, bigger guy as well. And Bakole is hard hitting, you know what I mean? I think he's in 10 of his fights, he's ended them in the first 2 rounds. So he was teeing off, and then at one point in the 3rd round, you could see he hit Takam with a good shot and wobble Takam, and then Takam had to try and stay alive and circle around the ring and survive the round, which he actually did. But it kind of just looked like game over. But going into the 4th round, Takam was just in survival mode. He was just like running away from Bakole, and Bakole just basically cut off the ring and stalked him and was throwing at will when he could corner him, and just hitting him with shots, hitting him to the body, which hurt him, hitting him with shots to the head. His legs was on wobbly legs, on Bambi legs, and hit him to the body. The body shots were hurting, and like at this point, I think personally it should have got stopped at the end of round 3 because he was taking too much punishment. And the guy's old, he's 42, man. He's got no business being in the ring and taking shots like that at that age if you're not fit enough to actually defend yourself or get out of the way. So anyway, Bakole started teeing off again, and then the referee did the right thing and he stepped in and he saved Takam from himself, and Takam was protesting. But fair play to Takam, he comes to fight, he didn't come to lie down at the very least, so he made it competitive. But to me, it was a decent performance from Bakole, but I think if Bakole steps up against any of the decent heavyweights that are in, I don't know, the top 10 or top 15, if he's that size and he comes up against someone that can bang, he's going to have problems because he's going to gas. If he's going to be that big for a 10-round fight, after 4 rounds, he's going to gas, man. He's lucky that he took out Takam. If it would have been someone a bit fresher and a bit younger and maybe a little bit bigger, with a little bit more size and reach, he might have had problems, because if Takam would have just took him further and made him tire himself out, then he would have had more chance of teeing off on him when he was a stationary target. Because we saw that in the 3rd round where he had him up against the rope and he was just throwing hell to leather, and he had his head on his chest and was throwing. And, well, he weren't hurting Bakole, but he wasn't actually getting off cleanly enough to actually hurt him. Don't get me wrong, a few shots got through, but, I think that was the wrong idea. So early, you want to kind of like tire him out, let him chase you around the ring, or at least let him work. If he wants to throw his shots, he's got to work, make him outwork himself. You're the smaller, faster guy, you should be fleeter of foot, make him chase you around the ring. But I suppose when you're a heavyweight, if you're 18 stone, you can only go so far or so fast as you can, depending on how fit you are for that size. So it doesn't really matter. I think being that big, you're going to either be quick or slow, regardless of how fit you are, I suppose. But anyway, decent bout, decent undercard bout, and worth watching. Good Bakole win, and I think it takes his wins to 1 second. It's 20 wins, one defeat, 15 KOs. So yeah. But anyway, what did you think of the fight? Leave your comments in the comment section, like, comment and subscribe, and that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.